أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Respected elders and friends, Alhamdulillah. We have a very special guest today. I would say an iconic personality. And he is the founder of the Humanitarian aid organization, which is known as Gift of the Givers, which is not only within the boundaries of South Africa, but extends outside the boundaries of South Africa to various countries. And we all know the amount of work that this particular organization is doing and has done under the leadership of that personality who sits here and will be addressing us here today. None other than His Eminence, Dr. Imtiaz Suliman. We are very joyful, we are excited to hearing, and especially what is happening in Gaza. And without much further ado, inshallah, we would like you to welcome him, inshallah, Dr. Imtiaz Suliman, to share a few words with us. Nare Takbir, Nare Takbir, Nare Ishaq.
Jazakallah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I got lost getting here. This mosque has a memory for me, I was here when it opened up many years ago. I was here for the opening of the masjid so many years ago. Yeah. Tonight, we know it's the Hijari night of Sayyidina Abdul Qadir Jilani. And I said, maybe just nice to start off with one of his shortest khutbahs. When he went up the minbar, he said, the giving of a morsel of food is better than building 1,000 masjids. Better than spending the whole night in prayer. Better than covering the Kaaba with extra cloth. Better than fasting the entire year in continuous heat. And when the food gets into the stomach of the poor person, the nur it emanates is something incredible. That was his khutbah. But we need to look at a different aspect, you see. He was not talking about food going to a Muslim person's stomach. Muslims, I'm coming to Gaza now, but we need to clear our thinking. Unfortunately, the Muslim world is too focused on zakat only. And to give it, thinking that people are not Muslim, are not hungry, they're not thirsty, they don't have pain, they don't have suffering. If we go back to Islamic teaching, what did Holy Prophet ﷺ come as to mankind? He got a lot of names, Yasin, Taha, Muzammil, Mudassir, but this highest name that he was given was Rahmatan lil Alameen, not Rahmatan lil Muslimin. He was not sent for the Muslim because there was no Muslim when he came. The Muslims came after that. He was sent as Rahmatan lil Alameen, a mercy, not to man only, to all of the universe, all of the creation. But we have decided to focus only on the Muslims. We need to change that thinking. But when the war starts in Gaza, we want the whole non-Muslim world to join us. How many non-Muslim people do we join when they're starving in Congo or South Sudan or other parts of the world? What kind of selective Islam is this? We need to change our thinking very, very. When the fires come or the floods come in South Africa or any part of the country, where are we? Are we anywhere in the front to bring support to non-Muslim people who are hungry or starving? We really need to change our thinking. And it's only 2.5%. In the old days, our people used to give 2.5% zakah and 2.5% lillah. Somehow we have forgotten that kind of practice. 5% is not going to kill us. So let's change the practice and start doing things where you win the hearts of all people. My Sheikh said, it's not important to make anybody a Muslim. It's more important to win the heart of a person. And when you win the heart of a person, that's equivalent to Hajj. You like calculating work. You know, you like to do calculators, good luck. It's not about that. It's not a bargain. You don't bargain, okay, I'll do so much, you give me so much back. It defeats the purpose. Fi sabilillah comes but unconditionally. You do it because it's the right thing to do, not because you want something back in return. That's not the way to think. Open your minds and think rationally. Coming to Gaza, the whole world gets very involved. Oh, geopolitical. Now what's going to happen from this country, where the support is going to come from, how the army is going to go in. We move away from the Quranic concept. You see, we need to understand very clearly that Gaza is not going to fall. It's never going to happen. Because Allah's word is always true. He says, I stand with the oppressed. I stand with those who suffer injustice. I stand with those who suffer hunger, thirst, pain for my sake. I am with them. Say truly truth has arrived and falsehood perished. For falsehood by its nature is bound to perish. We've seen the Quran in visible form in the last 2 years. You see, 76 years of lies was covered by the Zionist missionary. Through their media, the control of political parties, the control of corporations, of governments, of even our Muslim world is half dead and sleeping. And because of hypocrisy, they control the entire world. And for 76 years, they made the world know that they were the victims, not the Palestinian people. But Allah takes His time. You said with difficulty comes relief, but you got to be patient. And when the war started on 7th October 2023, we decided on a different strategy. I was thinking, yeah, I go to Alex. Every year the floods come in Jack's River. Every year the houses get washed away. Every year we build houses again. We give them blankets and food and something gets washed away. And the following year we do the same thing. And the following year we do the same thing. And one day I said to the city council, what kind of madness is this? We look stupid. Change the system. Give me a land higher up in the same place. And I took a land higher up and we built 103 houses. And nobody's got washed away ever again. So let's apply the same principle to Gaza. In 2009, we take the medical teams, we take the food, we take the medicine, we're going, give the stuff, they get bombed again a year later, support them again. Opened an office in 2013, a permanent office. 2014, they bombed them again. We take the teams to go in. And over the years, they bombed and we keep sending supplies. It's illogical. How long are we going to carry on doing the same kind of stuff? So that week, around the 17th of October, I decided, no, this is not what we're going to do. We're going to get rid of the monster that's causing the problem. And the only way to do this is information. Sharing information and bringing the truth out. So I decided we're going to go for the jugular for Israel. And we're going to expose who they are and what they do. And people said, oh, you know, you're going to lose donors. Like, who's the provider of sustenance? I mean, are we so scared? We go for Hajj. We go Umrah 4 times a year. We read Jummah, Tahajjud, fast in Ramadan, fast outside Ramadan. But when the real tests come, where is the faith? No, we can't do that. You know, the Zionists will get upset. We won't be able to do business with them. What kind of Islam is this? I tell you, be careful. Maybe you lose your business. We're not afraid of you. By Allah's grace, our donations increased. From the same companies, more companies came. American companies came. British companies came. All non-Muslim. And in the country, more and more companies started coming because this is the power of faith, you see. We need to understand that Allah is not testing the Palestinians. I mean, after 76 years, doesn't he know what they're going to say? Surely he's going to know that. Hasbunallahu, they've been saying it all the time, from 2 years old to 102 years old. And they say that all the time. He is not testing them. Because for them, he's got a guaranteed place on the top. Yeah. He's testing the rest of us. Are we going to be afraid of the Zionists? Are we going to be afraid to open our mouth? Are we afraid we're going to lose our jobs? He's testing the Muslim world around them. Not us, not them. You have to take analysis. So I said, take the Zionists head on and say, we're going to do this. They survive on the fear factor. They control the world from fear. We will take you to court. It will cost you so much of money. We'll do this to you. We'll do that to you. We will call you anti-Semitic. It has failed in this country and it's going to fail all over the world. When they say they got money, we say we got money too. When they say they got legal teams, we got legal teams too. When they got power, we got power too. When they got influence, we got influence too. You support genocide, we support humanity. Who wins? They've been losing case after case after case. But the Quranic word has come true. 76 years of lies has been exposed. Not only to the Muslim world, who knew about it, but to the non-Muslim world. If you see South Africa itself, the feedback that we're getting from non-Muslims in this country is huge. There's been a major shift in the thinking. And more people are now standing on the Palestinian side from the non-Muslim community. They've seen the truth, they've seen what's happening, and we had to break the fear factor. Imagine a 99% or 98% non-Muslim country had more power, more guts, more energy, and more motivation, inspiration than 56 Muslim countries put together to take Israel to the ICJ. We're always complaining. We're always complaining. We don't appreciate the good that is done. They stood up. We lost 1 trillion rand in 5 days. The money was pulled out of our economy. It risked the government. It risked the people of this country. But they did it anyway. Because they followed the path on the right side of history. They followed the ethical path, the path of human rights. How much of us support the government to lost the money? That money should be used to help the poor people. How much do we give back to support poor? You don't have to give to the government. Yes, there's corruption and that kind of stuff too. But how much do we take care of schools, of hungry children, of education, of bursaries, of water? When are you going to do that? You see, the Zionists have been well in control of everything. They threatened everyone. The moment it happened, and the universities came forward and said, we're going to challenge the laws, we'll withdraw your money. We'll take out 10 million, 20 million, 30 million. Why can't we fill that gap? We want millions, let's be honest. You know, we have a teaching, what you don't spend is not yours. So big billions, you're going to die and who's going to use it? Rather take the blessing and support. Take over the chairs. Fund those institutions. You'll have total control. What are we afraid of? Why are we scared to spend our money? You think money's blessings come from zakah? There's more blessing in lillah. Because zakah is a compulsory. God has put to your head. If you don't pay, you're out. You're not a Muslim anymore. But when you give lillah, it's fi sabilillah. All I'm doing this intentionally, unconditionally, out of love for you. What stops us from doing that? We need to change our thinking. And those Palestinian people are not asking us to fight their battle. They said, this we will do ourselves. All we want to do is to carry our message. Our message that we are innocent people, that our children are dying, that our families are dying, that we are occupied. We only want you to do that. The rest we will do. Read between the lines. In 1967, in 6 days, Israel took 3 countries, Syria, Egypt, and Jordan. That was a war. There were armies on the 3 countries. In 6-7 days, it was over. It's 2 years next week. There's no war. Where's the war yet? There's only army on one side. The 4th largest army on earth, supported by America and Europe and the Zionists and their funding, and supported indirectly by the inaction of the Muslim world and the Arab countries. And because they continue with their trade and they continue with their support financially. And because of that, they were left alone. 2 years, they couldn't conquer an unarmed people, being the 4th largest army on earth, when Navy planes, 2,000-pound bombs, blocked the hospitals, blocked the food, blocked the water, blocked the electricity, blocked the technology, killed 1,200 healthcare workers, killed 300 journalists, killed the babies, killed the children, maimed them, disabled them, knocked the hospitals out, knocked everything out, starved them. They're still standing. It's called Samud. It's called resilience. It's called faith. It's an inspiration to the entire world, 8 billion people. They only ask one question. What is this? What kind of faith is this? And that these people with all the suffering say, Hasbunallahu wa ni'mal wakeel. What is this? We need to know what is this. Allah has honored them. And they said very clearly, if you want you to be honored, help the Palestinian people. If you don't help them, he brings you down. 99% of his nur is in Palestine. 1% of his nur is in the rest of the world. That's why the suffering is 99%. You have to earn it. And it's made the only nation on earth capable and possible for them to take that kind of suffering. On no soul do I place a burden greater than it can bear. That nation can bear the burden. And that's why when they make the videos and send to me, I'm trying to think, are they in a war zone or there's some relaxed place? Because you can't understand the composure, the calmness, the smiling face when I've lost 210 people in Palestine. I've lost the head of my office. They've lost their families. We've lost our 6-story Women and Childcare Center. We've lost our Kuza Healthcare Center. We've lost our desalination plants. We've lost our trucks. We've lost our staff. We've lost our offices. But we never lost the resilience. We never lost the motivation. We never lost the iman. We never lost the faith. And they carry on serving day and night. On the week before 16 November 2023, the head of my office phoned my Middle East rep and he said, I don't think I'm going to make it. But I'm not going to move around from left to right, up, down, and listen to the Israelis. I'm not going to be humiliated. I'm going to take my 30 family members and I'm going to stay in my building. I'm going to wait for the bombs to fall on us. But once the bombs don't fall, I'll do my duty. I'll go here, there, and everywhere, and I'll do what I have to do. On the morning of 16 November, at Fajr time, when he came out of the mosque 4 o'clock, they struck him. Him, his brother, and 20 other people died that day. But we were hit. The moment 7 October happened, I phoned him. And I said, Netanyahu is going to go insane. His ego has been totally dented. He's going to bomb the life out of you guys. Start preparing, expand the teams. People are going to die. I'm sorry to say it like this, but you're going to die, and let's expand the teams. Keep things in ready because the work has to carry on. The people have to be served. 10 days later, 17th October, they said the genocide has started. The world spoke about it several months later. They told me it's 10 days later. The genocide has started. It's hitting everything. Hospitals, clinics, schools, refugee camps, residential areas, business houses, water, electricity, technology, houses in the street, ambulances, ordinary people, pregnant women, children, old people. He's hitting everything. We are going to get totally destroyed here. But Hasbunallah wa ni'mal wakeel. Every second line is that. We've done a lot of stuff in Palestine, and we're still doing a lot of stuff, as much as we can. Nothing compared to what we have the capacity to do. But we upgraded 2 floors of Al-Shifa Hospital recently. 8 weeks ago, we put in $70,000 worth of medicine inside Gaza. We put in big ovens in different parts of Gaza. I've got 30 people on the ground right now in different areas. We buy the fish from the sea. The Palestinians are very resilient people, so they started fishing. And we have the numbers in the list. Today is your turn to collect the fish because there's no fridge. There's no electricity. You're going to cook at the same time. So they get the fish. All of them started growing crops in the farm or in the house or in the road, wherever they can. And the surplus, we buy and we give it to the people. And those who grow animals, we take the animals, we cut it, and we give it to the people. We provide medicines when we can. They go to the pharmacy. They go to the wholesale. They find some flour. They find some fish. They find some rice. They find some food. They find some medicines. We buy it all, and we give it to the people. We've got 2 medical teams, 5-man team, going to different parts, clinics, buildings, not buildings, it's tents. There's nothing normal there. They go to different areas, they take the medicines, and they go. Then we have a list of people who need chronic medicine. Our teams deliver it personally to those people who need chronic medicine. We managed to, when I say we, it's them. I don't know how they do it, to be honest. I'd like to go back one day and find out how do you do all this. They took a desalination plant, they put a solar panel, and they're still providing water everywhere. When we had supplies, we put in hygiene packs, we put in medical supplies. We couldn't get equipment because you can't take medical equipment in. We put tents when you could get tents in, but you couldn't put tents in when they blocked you. They took wood, they take materials, they made tent cities from everything they did themselves. They never gave up. Their faith is so strong, they don't give up in any way. We got 4 schools, inverted commas, tents. Each tent has 4 sections. Each section has 30 children. 120 children per tent, 4 schools, 4 tents. 120 in the morning, 120 in the evening. We make sure that the education doesn't stop, learning doesn't stop, because this is the future generation. We have to continue. There's some degree of counseling, but not proper counseling. Psychologists are dead, psychiatrists are dead. We don't have skilled people. So they do play therapy, they draw some drawings, they put a clown, they put some kind of cartoon character to keep the kids happy. A lot of kids have lost their voice because of the bombing. They've forgotten how to speak. They've lost their speech. In South Africa, we got 200 medical guys on standby, speech therapists, occupational therapists, physiotherapists, dietitians, so a full range of medical personnel, and people from all over the world are ready to go with us when the doors open up, and it happens to go in. We're not working only inside Gaza. We're working outside Gaza too. In Egypt, we're the only organization in the world that is given permission to work in the Sinai. We're looking after 4,000 Palestinians in buildings in the Sinai. We upgraded those buildings. We put in furniture. We provide food every month, all the time, 30 days. We got preschools where the Palestinian kids go to in this preschool. We pay the Palestinian teachers that look after the preschools. Egyptians have been thrown in Sinai. We look after them. Their kids go to the school. We've been giving open target, open permission. We are one of the organizations that can see the Palestinian patients in the hospital. We can send food for them. In around the Sinai itself, with the preschool, and then inside Gaza itself, every day we teach 3,000 Palestinian kids in 5 private schools which we hire in the afternoon. We support 300 teachers that look after these 3,000 children. Plus we provide food for them, we provide medical services for them. We got people in Gaza, in Egypt, that need medical support. We got a list and we deliver. We finally got a breakthrough with the Egyptian government. They said, you cannot give money to Palestinian families. We finally got a breakthrough. Not only can we give them money, we can do it to their post office system, so the people can go and collect the money at a different post office. So it saves us the difficulty to fight each one every month. We're supporting 180 psychologists and psychiatrists to give counseling to these kids and adults and families. When the war is over, and the war will be over, the psychiatrists and psychologists will go inside Gaza because they've got the experience of the new techniques and what to do. In South Africa itself, my wife heads our counseling service. She's got an entire team of psychologists and psychiatrists working on new modalities. You have to change the modalities to work inside Gaza. They're continuously learning new techniques. When the time comes, they have to move in and work with the other people. We can send the psychological team in also. We're planning long term. We supported Palestinian families in South Africa. And we're bringing in, of course, we brought in 59 medical students. Next year, we're looking at medical students of first year, fourth year, fifth year, sixth year, and onwards. We're looking at engineering students, the teacher students. We're going to bring, I'm speaking to you, Jay, this afternoon. We're speaking to all the universities to start taking, because we need a two-way system. We need to bring them in South Africa, and we need to teach them long-distance learning on the other side, because everything is destroyed. We're planning for the future. This is what's required to rebuild the entire Gaza. But of course, Allah is there. Everything will come from Him. He'll make it possible. He'll give us support. He'll make things happen in different ways. Besides itself, the time's almost up. In November last year, I got teams in Turkey, I got teams in Egypt, I got teams inside Gaza. November last year, there was a conference in Turkey. Organizations from all over the world came. We went there too. Jordanian Palestinians came to us, they spoke to everybody, and they said, we decided to use you guys. We'll give you $25 million this afternoon to help rebuild the education system. And over 3 years, we'll give you $60 million. I'm a sign. I said, no. I said, I'm not going to sign for anything that will get bombed. When the thing is settled down, then I will sign. And we can, that kind of money comes, we don't ask for it. That will help rebuild the education system. But we're not going to wait for that. To what in the tent, under the tree, in the classroom, or the floor in the bush, it doesn't really matter. You don't need high-tech stuff to teach education. Those kids are so clever. Palestinian kids, each one has 2 or 3 degrees. Because they've been blocked up, so Allah has opened the door to do nothing else but to study. They're highly skilled intellectually. Allah gives His blessings in His own way. So that's the humanitarian aid. We've supported the ICJ team. I can't tell you what we did, but we work with the ICJ team, okay? The other thing we did, when I said the war is not in the battlefield, it's in the mind. We created a thing called the Coalition for Good. The Coalition for Good is fighting propaganda. We've got 25 researchers that work for us. Everything the Zionists say, we counteract them. We got studies and people researching it. We put information on our social media pages on the Coalition for Good, separate concept altogether, and they look at it and they study it and they can use it anywhere in the world. Then the next thing we went for is the Jews. The Jews are not the problem. The Zionists are the problem. Make sure you get it right, okay? So with Jews we met, were cut off from their families. The Zionists cut them off. They were sobbing, they were crying. The brothers are not talking to them. Fathers are not talking to them. Grandchildren are not talking to them. So I created a Sadqa for Jewish people in Cape Town. Brought them all together and they became one family with us. They are now working with us. Right now, we've created a community of Jewish people. Many of them who did the end conscription campaign during the time of apartheid. We are now supporting them to support the end conscript, the conscientious objectives inside Israel. It's time to take the war into Tel Aviv directly, where we support the conscientious objectives. If there's no soldiers to fight, how are they going to continue this war? So we're going to support this concept inside Tel Aviv and inside South Africa and spread it throughout the world so young Jewish people don't come and join the IDF. No, don't make no bones about it. We're not afraid of you. We're going to do everything possible to destroy you. Support the trade unions and commercial companies and everybody around the world. Strangle them, cut them off the economy, destroy them totally. We should not be afraid of that. That's what's required. You cannot sit back and see kids starving and be polite. It's not time to be polite. It's time to be brutal, to be assassins. We need to do this because we need to. If we were in that position, what would you expect anybody to do for us? Don't be afraid. You need to break the fear factor. If you are truly have faith, you should not be afraid. We created that concept. Now we got teams working with the Christian evangelists and the Christian Zionists. We're starting to get the churches over in every way to get more and more people to see the truth. You see, we can't fight people if they don't have the right information. You can't attack them because they believe it's right to be with Israel. So unless you provide the alternative and give the information, you can't fight them. You cannot be angry with them. Being angry doesn't help. You need to take the information and present it to them in a very organized way and using their own priests to do that. So that's what we're doing. Right now, we're also infiltrating the universities, the academic institutions, the media. The last point is, Bilal Khalid came here a month or two ago from a journalist Al Jazeera. 300 days he documented the genocide inside Gaza. I hosted him. 120 journalists came in Cape Town, plus the media schools, the journalist schools, and they came. I said, the world is saying it's all lies inside there. Well, here's the guy. If it's lies, write the lies. If it's the truth, you write the truth too. The next day, the truth came out in many, many ways in all the mainstream media. You need to do this very cleverly. The youth, you guys need to arm yourself with information. The shouting and screaming doesn't help. You need to arm yourself with information. Take on other students, win them over, show them, guide them, assist them, give them the right information. You really want to help? The information is the war, not the battlefield. And when you do that, that's why the first Quranic ayah that came down wasn't go to battle. It said Iqra. Why? Why does it say the ink of a scholar is holier than the blood of a martyr? Why does it say that? You can see that in Palestine clearly. For the first time, we're winning the war because of education, not because of guns. And if you carry on this way, the victory will come. This is not the end of Gaza. This is the end of Israel and the beginning of a new Gaza. Yes, make the dua, but arm yourselves with information, engage, dialogue, learn, develop yourselves, and be a service to the poor in this country, irrespective of what color, race, religion they are. Should you be a real Muslim? Should you be a real human? Do it in your country first. Because the Holy Prophet ﷺ put so much of emphasis on the neighbor, you would think that the neighbor is going to inherit your belongings. So let's follow the thing properly and thoroughly. This is what Hazrat Gospak, Sayyidina Abdul Jaran taught us. Jazakallah.